Have you ever wondered why you keep fighting the same inner battles over and over again? Maybe it's a habit you can't break, a deep sadness you can't explain, or an emptiness that never seems to go away. What if these struggles weren't signs of weakness or punishment, but divine messages guiding you toward your true purpose? According to Carl Jung's spiritual psychology, our greatest vices and emotional challenges are not curses, but coded signals from something higher. They are the language of the soul, ways in which the divine communicates with those who are destined for something extraordinary. This idea may sound shocking because most of us were taught to see our flaws as proof of imperfection or sin. But Jung saw things differently. He believed that what we call vices might actually be the fingerprints of divine selection. They are not there to destroy you, but to awaken you. Each one reveals something about your spiritual path, your destiny, and the reason your soul was chosen for a greater mission on earth. This video explores the 6 vices that, according to this Jungian-inspired perspective, mark the souls who are chosen, the people whose pain, isolation, restlessness, and responsibility carry a hidden divine purpose. 1. The infinite thirst. One of the first signs that your soul is chosen is the constant feeling that something is missing, no matter how much you achieve or experience. You might reach goals, buy things you once dreamed of, or fall in love, yet still feel a subtle emptiness inside. This emptiness is not greed or dissatisfaction. It's a spiritual thirst. Your soul knows it doesn't belong entirely to this physical world. It remembers something beyond it, something infinite, and so it hungers for experiences that point toward the divine. For people like this, worldly pleasures never last long. The joy fades quickly, and they begin searching again for deeper meaning, for truth, for purpose. Jung described this as a divine restlessness, a kind of inner fire that keeps chosen souls moving forward when others settle into comfort. While ordinary people might see this restlessness as a curse, it's actually protection. It stops you from getting stuck in mediocrity. It pushes you to grow, evolve, and reach for something higher. You're not broken. You're being guided by your own spiritual hunger toward your destiny. 2. The sacred solitude. Another vice, often misunderstood, is the deep need for solitude. Many chosen souls find that they crave long periods alone. Friends or family may misunderstand this, assuming it's loneliness, depression, or antisocial behavior. But in truth, solitude is sacred for those with a divine calling. When you are alone, your mind quiets and your intuition sharpens. You can hear that soft, guiding voice, what Jung called the voice of the self, or the divine within. This is not imagination or escapism. It's communication from a higher realm that can only reach you in silence. Solitude is also a form of spiritual training. It prepares you to carry out your life's purpose by clearing distractions, strengthening your intuition, and connecting you to higher wisdom. When you withdraw from the noise of the world, you enter what can be called a cosmic university, a place of invisible instruction where divine truth is revealed directly to your soul. So if you often feel drained by socializing or need time alone to recharge, don't feel guilty. Your solitude is not emptiness. It's a sacred meeting with your destiny. 3. The urge to control. Many people with strong spiritual sensitivity feel a constant need to control or fix everything around them. They try to help their families, organize chaotic workplaces, or fight injustice wherever they see it. To outsiders, this might look like perfectionism or an obsession with control. But according to Jung's interpretation, this drive stems from a deeper awareness, a subconscious recognition of your spiritual responsibility. Chosen souls feel called to restore harmony and bring order to chaos. They sense that they have a duty to protect and guide others, even before they fully understand their purpose. This can feel like a heavy burden because you constantly take responsibility for things that may not be yours to fix. The frustration and exhaustion that come from failed attempts to control outcomes aren't punishments, they are lessons. Each disappointment teaches surrender and trust in divine timing. Over time, this tension between action and surrender develops into true leadership. Your desire to take control is actually training for your future mission. It's shaping you into someone who can hold authority, not out of ego, but out of wisdom and compassion. 4. The gift of pain. Why do some people seem to experience more pain and hardship than others? Jung believed that those destined for greater purposes must undergo deeper suffering because pain transforms the soul in ways that comfort never can. Your suffering, whether it's heartbreak, betrayal, illness, or financial struggle, is not meaningless. Each challenge builds a quality you'll need for your purpose. Loss teaches empathy. Betrayal teaches discernment. Illness deepens your awareness of the body and spirit. Every painful experience shapes you into a vessel of compassion and wisdom. Ordinary people can fulfill ordinary purposes with ordinary experiences. But those who are meant to guide or heal must first be broken open. Pain breaks down the ego and exposes the soul's raw truth. It gives you humility, strength, and the ability to truly understand others' suffering. Jung called this process individuation, the transformation of the self into wholeness through the integration of both light and shadow. In short, your pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. 5. The divine restlessness. Another major sign of divine calling is the inability to settle down or feel content with a conventional life. You might change jobs, move frequently, or feel bored with stability. People may call you indecisive or unsatisfied. But this restlessness isn't weakness, it's guidance. Your spirit knows that you haven't yet stepped into your real mission, and it refuses to let you get too comfortable before you do. This divine agitation ensures that you keep moving forward, exploring, learning, and growing until you find what you're truly meant for. This restlessness shows up in relationships too. You may be drawn to partners who challenge you, not because you seek drama, but because your soul craves growth. Peaceful, easy relationships might feel dull because they don't push you toward transformation. You are, in essence, a lifelong student of experience. Every new job, relationship, or challenge adds another tool to your spiritual toolkit. This pattern trains you to adapt, survive uncertainty, and stay open to change. Essential skills for someone whose purpose involves navigating uncharted spiritual or emotional territories. 6. The questioning mind. From a young age, chosen souls are often deep thinkers. They question everything: religion, politics, social rules, and even their own beliefs. While others accept what they're told, you have an inner radar that senses when something doesn't add up. This constant questioning can make life lonely, but it's a sign of spiritual maturity. Jung believed that those destined for great missions must be able to see beyond illusions. Your critical mind protects you from manipulation, false teachings, and shallow ideologies. Every time you ask why or what if, you're sharpening your discernment. You're training to see truth beneath appearances. This capacity to question not only helps you uncover hidden realities in the world, but also helps you examine yourself, your motives, fears, and shadows. Over time, this habit of questioning turns into wisdom. You learn to trust your inner truth above societal expectations. And when the time comes for you to guide others, this independence of thought becomes your greatest strength. 7. The weight of cosmic responsibility. Chosen souls often feel a deep sense of responsibility that goes beyond their personal lives. You might feel the pain of the world as if it were your own, suffering over injustices, wars, or environmental destruction. This burden can feel overwhelming. You may feel guilty for resting or enjoying life when others suffer. But this sensitivity isn't weakness. It's your soul's way of training you to hold compassion on a massive scale. Jung suggested that such people serve as spiritual shock absorbers, absorbing and transforming collective pain through their empathy. Every time you care deeply, you're expanding your heart's capacity to carry more love and understanding. This sense of cosmic responsibility also develops a strong moral compass. You can't ignore wrongdoing or look away from suffering because your conscience is wired to respond. It's part of your divine duty, a sign that your life is connected to the healing of the whole. 8. The sacred wound. At the core of every chosen soul's journey lies what Jung called the sacred wound. This is the deepest pain you've ever experienced, the one that keeps returning in different forms throughout your life. Your sacred wound might be abandonment, betrayal, rejection, or powerlessness. Whatever it isn't random. It's directly tied to your life's mission. The very thing that hurt you most is the key to your greatest purpose. This wound teaches empathy and understanding at a level that cannot be learned through theory. It opens your heart and breaks the illusion of separation between you and others. Through your suffering, you gain access to collective human pain, and therefore, the ability to help heal it. As you learn to face your wound without denial or bitterness, it begins to transform. The wound doesn't disappear, but it becomes a source of wisdom and compassion. The place where you once felt most broken becomes the very source of your healing power. By embracing your sacred wound, you fulfill the highest goal of Jung's teachings, turning shadow into light, suffering into service, and pain into divine purpose. Conclusion: the divine code within. Carl Jung's vision reminds us that life's hardest struggles aren't meaningless punishments. They are sacred symbols guiding us toward our destiny. Each vice, each flaw, and each pain hides a spiritual message, an invitation to awaken. The chosen ones aren't perfect people. They're those who've learned to see meaning in their darkness. Their vices become virtues, their pain becomes purpose, and their solitude becomes connection with the divine. So if you feel restless, isolated, burdened, or wounded, take heart. These are not signs that you're lost. They are proof that you've been chosen for something greater. Your soul's journey is not about escaping imperfection, but transforming it into light. And through that transformation, you don't just find your destiny, you reveal the divine within you.